Hey everyone, let's continue the conversation of building an intentional life. So, when you want to build your life, you often get bogged down with where to start. We all kind of know what things need to change, but we're not sure where to begin. In short, the answer is wherever you're willing to change. In this video, I will share with you 4 different places you can start changing your life, and I will mention a series of questions you can ask yourself to gain clarity on that change. Option 1, start with something small. Often we want to tackle the biggest, most glaring issue first. And the problem with that is we often give up because we get overwhelmed. So if we start small and start manageable, we can create confidence and a tolerance to change. So if you want to change the relationship room in your house and you haven't talked to your mom in 2 years, that's probably not the best place to start. But what might be good is reaching out to that old friend you lost touch with. Here's some questions you can ask yourself. What feels possible to change? What would I like to change? What is one small step I can take today to change this area of my life? What would you feel relieved to have done today? Option 2, change the one thing that will impact you most. I found while talking to people about habits, there seems to be one that if they were just able to maintain this habit in their life, things would just function so much better. Change this habit may not be the easiest place to start, but it will be the most effective and it will cause a domino effect with other areas of your life. What you're going to do is find the linchpin habit. For me, this is eating healthy. If I start to eat junk food regularly, I become increasingly less disciplined in other areas of my life. It brings me back to a time where I was very dysfunctional. Everyone will have something different. Poor eating just happens to be mine. Often your linchpin habit is something you've tried to change multiple times. It's sticky, it wants to stay, so you can stay in your comfort zone, even if your comfort zone doesn't really feel that great. Here's some questions you can ask yourself. What is your linchpin habit? What is the habit if you stayed on top of, it would be easier to maintain other habits? What is the first habit that goes when you're stressed? What thoughts are you trying to shut down or shove to the back of your mind? Option 3, change can come through conscious effort, but sometimes change begins to show itself. There's a deeper part of you that wants something different for your life. However you're currently operating, it is not resonating with your deeper self. There's an intuition that is arising and wanting to change. Maybe you've tried to shove these feelings down, but no matter what, they keep showing up. Here's some questions to ask yourself. What is something you've wanted to change for a long time in your life? What is wanting to happen? What have I been really unsatisfied with lately? Have I been jealous of others in a particular area? Option number 4 is to get to know yourself. Now, in our house analogy, there is a room that is just for yourself. So it's the self room. Step 1 is listening to what is happening internally. Our bodies are trying to tell us something. Those emotions need attending to. They're giving you information that you've been actively trying to repress. Those emotions will find another way out, and sometimes it's not pretty. Some of us are really mean to ourselves. That is another place that needs some investigating. When you sit alone in silence, you will realize your body and brain have been trying to tell you a lot of things. It's important to ask yourself these questions. How am I feeling right now? What is this emotion telling me? What is my brain telling me about myself? Who told me that was true? Would I talk to my friend like that? Is that thought helpful? Next week, I will discuss in depth what the self room looks like. It will have its own video, so if this feels a little bit undone, that's why. I hope through this process you were able to pinpoint something you would like to change. I want you to really think about the next question that I ask you. I want to put into perspective what your life would look like if you don't change this thing. I want you to look at your life and you haven't changed anything and it's a month from now. What would it look like? And now it's a year from now. If you never changed, what would your life look like? And now it's 5 years. And now it's 10 years. Are you willing to change now? All right. I will see you next week to break down what the self room looks like in your house.